Hello to Cool, hello Dartusa. I hope you guys are having a really wonderful Monday, a great start to the week. Today's been very hectic, we ran around quite a bit, but it's honestly been a really great day. I had a job interview that went good, I had one of the best bowl of noodles I've had in a really long time, I had a really nice drink, looked at a lot of nice houses, and they, seemed pretty promising. So I'm feeling pretty good about them. But, just gotta keep our hopes up and prepare for the worst and all that. The usual. So, yeah. But we'll begin very shortly. Just a moment. Productive days are quite good. Also, my gain is too high. Sorry about that. Productive days are good. I definitely agree. Out of about 10 houses, it's down to 3, and one that we kind of really want. The other 2 are just, pretty darn good. Thanks to Cool. I'm pretty excited too. Been working on some art today, making a piece with humanoid Malamar, Gastrodon, and Bolphalines. Ooh. Oh, okay, dude. Alright. I was honestly not expecting Pokemon art. That's exciting. Heck yeah. What made you want to draw some Pokemon art all of a sudden? Ah, cool. Fair enough, fair enough. Pokemon, best of luck hiking, and agreed, best of luck. I know it'll be awesome. I know it'll be really great. All right, guys, let's get into it.
You are now watching MrNeutral.
Hello. I hope you guys are having a really awesome Monday. It's great to have you guys. Thank you for being here. What did you do in Dark Souls 2 when I left? Okay, so in Dark Souls, I'll just recount everything I did. I got through all of the fortress, so I defeated the pursuer. I went through the little tower area after Heidi's Tower of Flame, so I went underground and into the underground cavern, and I cleared the underground cavern area. I fought the dual sentries, the Flexile sentries. I fought the Flexile sentries and beat them first try. I have ventured into the Foggy Forest, the one that's blocked off by the Stone Lady. I met the guy that's only ahead. I got the Ultra Greatsword from him, really awesome. And I am currently working through the Lost Bastille, where all the explodey guys are. So, a lot of progress. Huge progress yesterday. Did the Masked Lady survive the flight? Yes, of course, of course. I will make sure that Lucatiel survives every boss fight. I will make sure of it, 100%. I don't think she even took any damage, actually. Weirdly enough. I think she completely no-hit that fight. But yeah. Today we are going to be beginning the final case of Greatest Attorney. So, very excited. Let's do it. Let's start for now with some dailies. You get to do the same thing with the Moonlight Big Sword. Oh, you mean the guy who uses the Moonlight Greatsword? The Moonlight Big Sword. All right, got you. I'll make sure to you know, have everyone survive. But guys, let's start with connections for today. Ersatz, Fritz, Tinker, Toy, Yutz, Futz, Dollar, Dummy, Hertz, Plays, Mock, Mess, Foe, Budget, Truffles, and Avis. Weird words today. Futz, Tinker, Toy, and Mess. To bother around with something. Yay, play around with. Okay. Mock, Dummy, Foe, and Budget. A less than ideal version of something. One away. Ersatz? Imitation. Okay, that's what Ersatz is. Okay, got you. Okay. Budge, Hurt, Yutz? I don't know what Yutz is. Yutz is like, I have no clue what Yutz is. Fritz? To go on the Fritz? Dollar budget. Dull. Yeah, I'm kind of lost in these last ones. Truffles. Dollar. Plays. Fritz. Budget. Yutz. Avis. Hertz. Fritz, Hertz, Yutz. Hey, Bright Guy, how are you doing? What's up? How's your day going, Bright Guy? I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic, my friend. What's up? Doing alright. Winding down from a busy weekend. Hope you're well too. Yeah, today was definitely really busy. I'm winding down as well. It's good to have you, Bright Guy. I hope you're. I'm happy to hear that you're doing good. We're just getting through our dailies before we begin Greatest Attorney. Truffles, Plays, Fritz, and Yutz. These all sound like a kind of candy? Holy shit. Snack brands plus starting letter. Ritz, Lay's, Ruffles, and Utz. Oh my god, that was just a complete guess. That was a complete guess. Oh my god, that was entirely vibes. That was entirely vibes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dang, good guess, thank you. Oh my goodness. Budget, dollar, Avis, and Hertz. Does this just mean things that are cheap? Clutch, it is. Hey, Mooney. Yeah, it is Clutch. Car rental companies, I've never heard of any of these. I've never heard of any of these. That's probably how the trial's gonna go today. If we get to the trial. Played off. The Luther... Ugh. The Luther Burger from the US, or Chakapuri from Georgia. I think people are gonna go with the fucking donut hamburger. Metwurst from the Netherlands, or Brenjas con miel from Spain. That looks like a fried mushroom? Oh, a fried eggplant. The sausage, yeah. Donut burger. Rebkuchen, that just looks like fried potatoes. And tteokbokki. Oh, tteokbokki's gonna win easily. Pan-fried potato pancakes, grating raw potatoes and onions, mixing them with eggs and flour. Tteokbokki is gonna win all the time. Unadon, or lobster thermidor. I think people would rather have lobster than eel. Hi, biometric data. The majority of the chapter is just the trial. Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, sweet then. People are gonna choose lobster, but I personally would choose Unadon. Oh no, okay. You know what? Fair game, people. I'm happy that Unadon wins over lobster thermidor. Akara from Brazil, St. Helena, Ascension, and Tristan da Cunha, Ivory Coast, Cape Verde, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Benin, Ghana, Guinea, Nigeria, Senegal, Mali, Burkina Faso, Togo, Guinea-Bissau, Mauritania, Cuba, and Liberia, or Bandung from Malaysia, Brunei, and Indonesia, and Singapore. Is that just a fried donut? Oh, blended peas. Oh, damn it. Oh, by literally 0.3%. Stamp and Go from Jamaica, or Picada from Uruguay and Argentina. Appetizer featuring salt fish fritters, combining flaked salted cod and flavorful batter of flour, baking powder, onions, various spices. I would destroy that. Oh, I did not mean to choose that, but that does sound awesome. A Cuban, or mantecol. The Cuban sandwich, obviously. It's like so universal. Abula from Nigeria, or passatelli from Italy. Pasta made from breadcrumbs, grated Parmesan cheese, eggs, and nutmeg, or soup, bean soup. These things both sound like hard sells to Americans. This one looks a bit more appetizing, though. Okay, never mind. Guernsey bean jar from Guernsey. The Stamp and Go does sound freaking delicious, Mooney. I agree. Or Oaxaca cheese from Mexico. Oaxaca. Rendang from Brunei, Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia, or Uka from Russia. I immediately think the rendang would win. Okay, fair enough. Yay, 6 out of 10. I could do better, but, you know, fair enough. Freaking Rule 34 dual time. Chlorind from Genshin, or Chespin from Pokemon. Chespin. Fuck. Mavuika from Genshin. I do not care. Or Nasus from League. I'd rather Genshin win. Okay. Thank God. Virizion, like the phone company, from Pokemon, or Roll.exe from Mega Man. I've never even heard of Virizion, so Roll. Okay. Nicole Demara, or Pure Vanilla Cookie. Please, I really hope the Cookie Run Kingdom freaks don't dupe me. Nicole Demara. Okay, I was gonna say. Lukua from freaking Miss Kobayashi, or Toyosato Mimi no Miko. As big of a Toho fan as I am, it's freaking Lukua. It's like literally Lukua. Lighter from... What's with all the MiHoYo? Lighter from Zenless, or Killjoy from Valorant. Killjoy. Killjoy. Okay. What is with all the bad games they're choosing to not? I mean, if you like ZZZ, fine. That's fair. That's totally fair. But they're choosing a lot of stuff I just do not care about. I don't. Overwatch. Damn. Okay, never mind. I've never even heard of Nifty. Jesse from Final Fantasy or Bucky from Marvel. No, I like ZZZ is cool. ZZ, I do grant ZZZ is pretty cool. Jessie, she's literally Jessie. Minchino from Pokemon or Chrissy Montero from Tekken. Minchino. Mindfu from Pokemon or Gravel from Pokemon. Gravel. Older Pokemon buff. Okay, 8 out of 10. That's fine. Okay, game built. Is this a lot of Pokemon? A lot of Pokemon and a lot of mainstream games. Redfall? That's right. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Jesus, the art style of that game is so obnoxious to me. Let's see. Lebensbaum, Germany. Death of District. Lebensbaum, Germany? What? Your age? Gamer? Wait, occupation gamer? Cause of death murder? Victim found in the streets, lying in pool of blood. He must now travel back in time across 5 different centuries to pursue his murderer and alter the course of events that led to his demise? What? Wait a minute, is this fucking Indigo? Indigo Prophecy? Okay, no, I was gonna say, Jesus. Shadow of Destiny? Nice. I've never heard of Shadow of Destiny. That sounds kind of cool, though.
So, you came looking for me just to give me that?
Well, my shift's over anyway, and I thought maybe I'd just try looking around, see whether I could get...
You can control the rapidity of the effect and the intensity of symptoms by how you blend it. I'd say that was the culprit, but you'll need to look...
This is vaguely insane.
You saved me!
Maybe. Are you hurt anywhere?
Thank you! Only some scrapes.
Sorry you got mixed up in all this.
I was scared to death, though. It was pitch dark, too.
What a surreal looking game. Okay, is this Mighty Number 9? Oh dear. Anyways, a dog, rap music, dance moves. I love this. So fun. I love Parappa the Rappa. Alrighty. Freaking Great Ace Attorney. You paused right as she was saying my shift, so I thought she was literally going to say my Shadow of Destiny. Yo, Parappa, yeah. That sounds like a really cute game to play sometime. Okay, so it is newer than 2017. It is a single-player game and something else. It is on one of these platforms, most likely PC, and it is either first-person, third-person, or a text-based game. Let's try Halo Infinite. It is near 2021, so maybe 2022 or 3. It is first and third person, and it is a single-player, multiplayer, and co-op game. It is also most likely a PC game. It is not a shooter, though. It is not a shooter. Avowed. It is older than 2025. It is not a fantasy game. It is not comedy. It is not drama. It is not mystery. It is not point and click. It is not puzzle. It is not a visual novel. And it's not an RPG. First and third person. Is there a recent Splinter Cell game? Let's just like throw in a random one. It is a Ubisoft game. What is a recent Ubisoft game? Scratch that. What is a recent bad game that is first and third person? That's on PC. Think back. What awful game was released before 2025 and after 2021? That is also Ubisoft. Tom Clancy. Ubisoft. You know what? Ubisoft games. What are some recent... I don't know, freaking Star Wars Outlaws? Let me change the music a little bit. Assassin's Creed? Let's try Assassin's Creed. So many of them. Valhalla. Oh? It is a PC, PS4, Xbox One, PS5, and Xbox Series X game. And it is either open world or stealth. It is open world. It is an open world game. But it is not Assassin's Creed. Is it freaking Ghost of Tsushima? Oh, that's not right. That's Sucker Punch. That's not Ubisoft. Ubisoft wouldn't make that. I don't know. Far Cry? Let's try Far Cry. No, wait. It's not third person. Far Cry is only first person. Like, I don't know. Ubisoft games, older than 2024, so it's probably 2023. What about 2022? I'm failing to think. Is the Avatar? Is it the Avatar game? Okay, it's a 2023 game. It is a 2023 game. 2023 game by Ubisoft. Crew? Oh, The Crew. Ugh. Why do racing games are so lame? I want freaking old 90s cars and drifting. And jazz music. Okay. The hell is Motorfest? I don't know. I don't know. Also, hi Bull. I hope you're doing great. Racing games. Ugh. I would love racing. You know, you okay, hold on. You know what racing games should look like? Here. I need you guys to see what a racing game should look like. Here we go. Check this out. Freaking Racing Lagoon, baby. Racing games should look like this. This shit is so good. This shit looks so good. You see that? Look at this. I need you guys to breathe in this aesthetic. This is what I need. He says playing Night Runners. Night Runners does feel like this. That's why I like it. Night Runners is much closer to this than it is to like Forza. But yeah. Alright, anyways, that's enough distraction. Let's get to freaking Ace Attorney, baby. Very excited, very excited. Okay, so move all my stuff over here, move this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, guys. We are on the final case. The final case of Great Ace Attorney. Bull, thank you for the 20 stream streak. Huge. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. Well, let me know if everything looks and sounds okay. Make sure everything is synced up. Here. How's that? Is that synced up? Is it looking and sound okay? Seems good? Awesome. Okay. You're stuck with me now? I'm glad to hear it, Bull. Ooh. The resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. November 3rd, 9:14 a.m. The Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber. The final trial? Yes, yes we are, Bright Guy. So, the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. I'll be counting on your support more than ever today, Mr. Sato. Mr. Sato? Duh! Oh no, what's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? What do you mean, what's the matter?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying that I'll be relying on your support today. But
I'm so sorry. Of course, I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but I shan't let you down.
would you mind helping me to my feet then?
Oh dear. I'm really very sorry. No quotes from Sherlock Holmes. This is Naruhodo's story. That's fucking right it is. Chisato-san isn't her usual self at all. But that's hardly surprising, I suppose. She just found out that her father is the partner of a world-famous detective, not to mention... good morning, sir! Oh, right. Lord Van Zieks. Thank you for all your efforts yesterday. What? Did I hear that correctly? What? Oh, no, nothing. Just, I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. I really can't make out with it. I mean, I really... His face says I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. Lord Van Zieks isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Good point. The Reaper, I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh? It was my tacit acceptance of that pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led to all of this. But you're not to blame for that, Lord Van Zieks. It's only because serious crime in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. What do you mean? There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. That having been slain by that evil killer, Clint's restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod, to wield a deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Yes, we've heard that story too. When I lost him, I felt as though I'd lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Even if I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public. He was obviously extremely important to you. Lord Clint Van Zeeks. Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today. I never thought I'd say this. But I can see it in your eyes. That burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity. Thank you. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Oh, Iris. When did you... I'm sorry, oh my god, he complimented us. Oh my god. Oh my god, he believes in us. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Okay, no, I'll be strong. I'm gonna be strong. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. Oh my god. Oh, Iris, when did you get here? Oh. I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him clear his head. I thank you. Oh. Aww. That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. You seem different today, Iris. Oh? Sort of subdued, I suppose. I am not. What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. Seeing her launch into the air after being punched really hard in the stomach and then hitting the ground is definitely something. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Sai's laboratory. Oh, that too. Alright then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now. Oh, you're not staying? I thought you'd want to watch today's proceedings. Well, I'd like to cheer you on, obviously. But I've got lots to get ready. Get ready? For what? Oh, yes. Would you take this? Oh! Isn't that one of the little felt dolls that's usually dangling off from your knapsack? Yes. It's a lucky charm. A little Hurley that I made once. A Hurley? It looks more like a Hairley to me. Shut. The one that'll be happening in a few moments. You know when it happens soon. If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can. What? Pull his ears? That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it. Iris's lucky charm? A little doll of Mr. Sholmes in hair form. It's been I've been told to tug its ears if I run out of options in the trial today? What? You think what we'll need is luck? I just sneaked a peek inside the courtroom. And it seemed very different to normal. Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What? What does that mean? What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was out all night and he hadn't come home by the time I left this morning. Oh, I see. Was Professor Mikotaba out all night too, do you think, Mr. Sato? Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to the rooms last night at all. They? Father and Judge Jigoku, I mean. Judge Jigoku too. That's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
Counsel for the defense and defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once.
Good luck then, Runo. Good luck, Susie. Yes. Thanks, Iris. And you, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well.
Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing.
Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, I really like seeing them together. We must go inside now, Lord Van Zieks. He should adopt her. I mean, if Herlock doesn't have time. Lord Van Zieks has always been the formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. And lips. But not today. Today I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Asuki, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day. To this one trial. To this one final reckoning. Oh. 3rd of November, 9:30 a.m. on the dot. The Old Bailey courtroom. Where's the judge? It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. Their cold stares piercing me like knives from all sides today. Huh. Mr. Naruhodo, look! Oh no! Lord Strongheart! Oh. He knows that you know. Totally not rigged, by the way. Oh no. Kazuma must have known beforehand. The ramifications of this trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system. The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial. Oh, and one over which I, Miles Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority. Oh no. What the fuck? The 6 juror flames just... As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. Fuck. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zieks. You are a prosecutor of an exceptional talent. Much like your brother, Clint, in fact. Oh. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. For the trial of Beric Van Zieks, who officially stands accused of murder. Counsels for the prosecution and defense. Are you in full readiness to proceed? The defense is ready, my lord. As is the prosecution. Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scotland Yard. Yes. He was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice. Mr. Dale Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish a credible alibi for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work when in fact he wasn't. At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories of the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape.
Damn, the judge's difference. That's crazy. He's psychic with the fire. A unicorn gavel does go hard.
Mr. Vigils is currently recuperating at St. Sinners. He's recovering enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League. Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed one day earlier. This was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord. Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Asogi. I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense's suggestion could not be ruled out. Oh! It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered.
She put in a word for us! Somebody spoke up for us on our side for once? Oh shit! Thank you, Gory!
I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details. But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday that the time of death was 5 p.m. on the 1st of November. There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled. That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse.
My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly.
Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident. It would, yes, especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities. Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities? Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating the precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work. So the prosecution calls its first witness now. State your name and occupation for the court.
Inspector Gino Stratton, representative of Scotland Yard. I love you. 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 I love you, Gina. I love you so much. You were the best.
A self-conferred rank, but never mind.
Gina again?
What's your problem, Odo?
What's with that Gina again look, eh? I would spoil her, yes, I would too. And she would turn out to be a horrible child as a result, but I adore this character. She would be what, 18. I don't know her birthday. She'd be 18 around this point in time. The boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone else ever did. Oh, Inspector Gregson, you mean? He got me out back. He got me out the back slums of the East End and took me under his wing. Taught me that life can have purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here, speaking for him. Oh, Gina. Alright. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes, no. What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigation yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about. Very troubling. That face. Lord Strongheart knew. So, Inspector Lestrade. Let's hear exactly what it says in the report. Coming right up, sir. Witness testimony. The victim's movements. All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is, there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too. Smuggled goods? I don't know. Do I? I'm just telling you what was written in the book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines. Goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets. It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activity. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge. And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter. That can't be. We haven't heard anything about any of this. Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Barak van Zieks, was present. That would be very significant testimony then. Oh my, but Lord van Zieks has made no mention of this at all. In short, Lord van Zieks had ample opportunity to murder the victim. Very well then, counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination. Oh no, I object! Desi, I don't think it works like that. Desi, that's a marriage. Desi. The victim's movements. Wait, give me just a moment. Let me, like, literally go grab, like, some chips real quick to tide me over. Just a minute. Hearsay! No, Desi, that's the judge. That's the judge, I think. No, wait, I'm getting confused now. I'm gonna grab chips and be right back in, like, literally 1 minute. Just a moment. Please don't say 6-7. Okay, I'm back.
Let's see. What have I missed? Happenstance. 60 plus 7 equals. How many dunkles can I spend to have him throw the case? No, I'm not throwing the case. We're finding the truth, baby. We're finding the truth. The victim's movements. All your detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. Hold it! Hold it. So, you follow orders, do you, Gina? No, not me. I'm above all that, see? Oh. The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub, kind of thing. So errands more than orders, then. This detective is still an apprentice, after all. Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigations into what happened. I didn't find much at first. Oh. I will stay hydrated. Thank you, Braga. The little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. Hold it! Hold it. So you went through Inspector Gregson's things. Yep, as part of the independent Lestrade investigation. I'm sure your superiors will be delighted that you're taking the initiative. So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Cause if anyone at the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight out on the street. This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else. The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook. You got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and our trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby. We found it in one of his desk drawers that had a false bottom. That's impressive. So then I went to hide myself where no one would find me, so I could have a butcher's at what was written on it. Because if anyone at the yard had found me, they'd have turfed me straight into the street. I've given it in now, no. I've given it in now, though, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, it would never have been found. Am I misremembering, or don't you have an attorney outfit? I do have an attorney outfit, but I was giving it a break for a bit. Actually, great point. Great point. Yeah, let's rock it for a bit. I was giving it a break so I could use my controller, but I think now is the time as any to put it back on. Hey Zeno, you give me a pizza with extra cheese and all the wonders of the earth and the beauty of the stars. I will do my best, Zeno. I will do my best. It's good to have you. Thanks for coming by. Alrighty. But wrong. So if we refresh ourselves on the evidence, which we have a copious amount of, Rex's trunk. This was Passport. (31st of October), one day before the incident. It's on the side of the trunk. It's glinting. Fragment of metal. Okay. Hey Jimmy, give me the pizza with nothing. Nothing? Yeah, okay. I'm glad we refreshed on this. Dunkirk. Oh, death 31st of May between 9 p.m. and midnight. This is okay. Yeah, this is for Clint. This is Lucky Charm. What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears. Oh, sorry. I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now? I'm sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To become a proper gentleman, you really must learn stoic patience. But I want to know! Okay. Okay.
Hold it!
How are you doing today? Wasn't so great last night. Had to drop connections. Drop connections with my art Oshi, but feel better now that I've got some to give it some thought. Oh, sorry about that, Zeno. I'm doing good. Today's been really busy, but honestly very productive. I'm happy to have you. I'm sorry to hear that you had to do that. You have any idea where those dealings were taking place? Yep. It was all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember. As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember. But I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That will be necessary. What? It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in the future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name on these proceedings. What? That makes no sense. I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. All I've got to do is read it out. And I could too. I've got this reading game buttoned up now. Can't I show you what I can do? Go on. What's the arm? The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do? Yes, please, tell me. This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. So then shouldn't we name the club so it comes under fire? The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection. Ah, get fucked, Strongheart. Kazuma? There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trail in the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive. Right then. I get to show off my reading skills. Apparently the smuggled goods was going to happen at a gentleman's club called the Grouse. Hold it! Hold it. The Grouse. What sort of a club is that? I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing. But I am kinda curious.
They are not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted. Have you looked in the mirror recently? I tell you what, me and the chief inspector told me you could go in undercover. Could you, though? I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out while I was in there. I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where those black market dealings are going to take place, is it? Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower-ranking detectives at the yard reckon. Says the even lower-ranking detective. It's really cute that Gina wants to show off her literacy rather than being embarrassed about just learning it recently. Yeah, I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of her, like, I'm so proud of her. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. Hold it! Hold it. Hi, Tuesday. Hey, Sackboy. Good to have you. We are beginning the final case of Great Ace Attorney. I hope you're doing great. So, how had Inspector Gregson come to find out about in the case? That's the question, ain't it? But I'm just an apprentice, so... And why didn't he inform Scotland Yard of his findings? Yeah, that's what I was asking myself. 'Cause, you know, I'm just an apprentice. When it suits you, yes. Anyway, the point is, something went on at the club, no question. You can't say that for certain, though, surely. I remember that game because of the Clown Gal. Oh, that's the regular, like, mainline series of Ace Attorney. That is definitely down the line. We will definitely get there eventually. What matters most is, this witness is what saw the Reaper at the place too. Hold it! Hold it. Lord Van Zieks was at the club. He was. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to take inquiries have confirmed it. Several members report having seen the accused being admitted to the room in question as a guest. It looks like there's no disputing that he was there then. Well, we know that Lord Van Zieks was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? Perhaps he'd already discovered the Inspector's secret notebook, which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe. Presumably, then, there are also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there? None have been identified at this time, no. So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club. Oi, why aren't you asking Inspector Lestrade, huh? So that's all I've got to work with. Gina's not holding back with that ice-cold stare of hers, is she? I really don't know what to make of all this. Lord Van Zieks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson, but he never once mentioned that he met the Inspector the day before the incident. You don't think Lord Van Zieks could have been lying to us, do you? That's not the only way to explain this. Oh, if everything Lord Van Zieks has told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere. You mean, there are details we've yet to uncover? Exactly. A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's what we should be looking for here. Okay. The grouse. Okay. So much. We're at the point where there's just so much evidence that I'm like, my brain is jumbled. There's a little raft of cases dating back to the years here, aren't there? People from 10 years ago is browning with age.
Most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting. Same Red-Headed League advertisement that Mr. Schultz had picked out. Do you remember? There's a red hairpiece at the scene. Was Inspector Gregson an exponent of the Red-Headed League then? Oh, wait a minute. Within 1 week from October, Dunkirk. Okay. Witnesses saw the Reaper at the place too. So what we have is man, There's a notebook. Follow orders, investigate what they're told. Big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. Wait, what happens if we choose the other thing here?
Hold it!
Okay. The witnesses saw the Reaper at the place too. I'm kind of stuck. I cannot think of what's wrong with this. Okay. Well, first off, let's save here. Okay. Let's real quick just make sure that we Notebooks, secret meetings, the grouse. Big job, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. Were they not? I feel like there's like one evidence that we might have glazed over. Looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. SS Grouse. First class cabin 1. Yokohama departure 11th of September. London arrival 1st of November. Oh. That's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku came from Japan, isn't it? Yes, I think it's called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France the night before arriving in Dover. To think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think? Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary. Keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh well, how strange. Where could it have gone? Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo? Did I imagine it? Or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Objection. I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues. And don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted. Seriously, this is your mere cracked or something. Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called the Grouse? The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet. And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't. What do you mean by that? I mean that the police Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on the 31st of October may not have been a gentleman's club at all. You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force there, Counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it? A steamship. You think it's a ship? I have the evidence to prove it. Here. Let me see that. Sorry, my headphones are being a little funky. There we go. This dark-suited young man is not the least bit untrustworthy. The other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. This would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The SS Grouse.
Objection!
Objection! So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there. How? Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port. The ship arrived at the port of Dover on the 1st of November. The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission, that ship hadn't yet docked on British shores. That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging. Objection. The fact that the steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on that day in question. Then show your evidence for that assertion.
In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the 31st of October.
Take that.
What's this? A passport for travel issued to the victim. Dated 31st of October. What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country.
Gah. Order. Order. This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who was on board, at the port of Dunkirk. Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there? I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport. What? You mean, you knew about this? The prosecution's strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown's Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at the London club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. What? And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be. What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asugi? A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts, without exception. Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it? The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper. The Reaper? Order? Order. What on earth are you saying, counsel? The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. According to that handsome young man, but in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. What? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper. So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was, obviously, an assassination. Barak Van Zeeks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast-iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice. And you claim that was Inspector Gregson. Hold it? What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense. No, it can't be. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper. Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zeeks. No, the true Reaper is somebody else. Barak Van Zeeks is not the Reaper. A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man. And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all. Oh, you have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, counsel? Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard the steamship. Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. What's so funny? Ryunosuke, you're so pitiful. And you're gay. You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship. But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Oh, a loose end. He failed. Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure. Failure? It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here. What are you talking about? What detail? Inspector Gina Lestrade. Huh? What? The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier. That doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! Even if all the bludgers what got taken out had it coming. The boss weren't the Reaper! Poor Gina. There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you've spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors. I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it. Then testify again. As a representative of Scotland Yard, consider it your chance to defend your boss. I don't... I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. Oof. The Reaper's notebook. Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Names of victims, dates, and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was the 31st of October. It said Grouse for the place on the date, and then the name of the mark. There's a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. But honest, the boss did none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all. Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established a fact here. This must be so hard for her. You can't deny it now, surely, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What can't I deny? The notebook contained the name of the final mark, and the location where the assassination would take place. That's information that the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper. So, who was this final mark? Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the grouse on the 31st of October. Huh? Oh, how'd you read this then? Reading's still not her strong suit. Is it gonna be her name? That ain't the problem, alright, Odo? It's a funny name. It ain't English. Oh, okay, never mind. It's hard to read. So it's someone from overseas. Let me have a bash at it. Seishiro. Is it? Yeah, Seishiro. Jigo... you, maybe? What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku. But that's... Judge Jigoku. Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name, you're right.
Objection!
Objection. But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated. As I said, the Reaper failed. Oh. Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake, so he killed the inspector personally. The Reaper, of course, being the accused, Beric Van Zeeks. It's an undeniably logical argument. Cosmo, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it!
Hold it. Oh. Oh.
I would be clawing at my chair if it wasn't like $70. No, wait, I got it for free. Never mind. Either way, I need to hydrate. I need to take a sip. Oh my god.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice whilst I stand accused of murder. Lord Van Zeeks? The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. That girl is no detective. Huh? What? No, that's right. I ain't. I'm an inspector. Repeating rumors heard around the yard. Reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper, who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. Oh. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself, by attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. What did you say? Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance. My lord, the defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness. Very well. I'll make an exception and grant the request. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately. At once, my lord. Woof. Cross-examination.
Oh, I guess he has that mini fridge over here too. Welcome back, Beric. Yeah. I want to imagine Naruhodo taking fan cams of Beric like K-pop fans at concerts. Junie! Damn, Kiri looks different. This isn't the Cosmo I know. It's good to have you, Junie. I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for joining. It's so good to have you. I love that you appeared for the first and the last trial of the game. That's hilarious. Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Why does he get wine? Because he's a wine fanatic. Hi-yo! Hey, I'm happy to have you here, Junie.
Hold it!
Hold it. In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper. Not you and all! That ain't the only explanation, is it? He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret. And that notebook said what he found. If I may. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believe the power to intimidate London's criminal classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial.
But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you? Yes, and those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper. One arm? What are you on about? The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them on alone. The Reaper is an organization. With you at its head, I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his notebook. I knew the location. You knew it said grouse? Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate. Alone. Ah, so that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there. But of course, the inspector was not there. Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook. Fine. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago. Oh, no, it's alright. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? The Reaper is actually a Voltron-like mech, and Gregson operates the left arm. Cosmo's like... Lord Vengeance, you must be the head. That must be very cool. That must be very cool. I love the transformation sequences. Name of victims, dates and places and stuff. And the last entry was there was 31st of October. Hold it! Names of victims, dates, places, and stuff? What in particular? Well, besides the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up. What other name was that? It's the one I told you yesterday. The same name, written over and over again. You mean... Asa Shin? Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something, isn't she? Oh, were you even listening yesterday? Asa Shin. The assassin. Yes. Thank you, localizers. What? Like, a killer, you mean? Gregson was the tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get at them. But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you'll say. If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Oh, then perhaps what it said in the passport document. Permission for one applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been... Clearly the assassin, who was meant to take Seishiro Jigoku's life. Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry listed Grouse and Seishiro Jigoku. Localizers being local like usual? Thank you. Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens. What? It just had like a question marker or something there, I think. In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case. But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not? Oh, how infuriating. A nameless assassin. Are we really sure that we aren't overthinking this and Gregson was just trying to find a trip overseas for Gina to come with him? Like, I'm kind of sticking with that right now, you know? Like, is that wrong? Like, is it really definitive that Gregson was, like, involved with the Reaper or something? Because I feel like he was just trying to find, like... I think he was anxious of the Reaper. And he was, like, trying to figure out the pattern and also get Gina to safety. You know? That's where I am currently. Gregson is definitely a killer. Is he really though? Is he really a killer? This notebook could definitely have been planted. It definitely can have been planted. I don't know, dude. Okay. It said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark. Hold it. And you're saying that the mark listed was Seishiro Jigoku. That's what I said. Funny name if you ask me. And I thought your name was odd. So pleased to have lost my crown there. Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature. I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago. Studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor. If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now. 10 years ago, after that fateful case. Precisely. In the aftermath of the professor case, his repatriation was organized immediately. It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook. I didn't think it was possible, but the mood in here has got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking. I love her. Gregson will be innocent until Gibby. Gregson will be innocent until Gibby. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry, Junie. I'm so sorry, but that... Innocent until proven Gibby is so funny. It is so funny. Oh my god. There's a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. Hold it. What do you mean a criminal? Judge Jigoku is no criminal. Well, don't ask me. I know nothing about it. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jigoku did once appear in court here in Britain. He was related to the professor case, I'm sure. Yes, of course. You're right. Seishiro was trying to mitigate against his guilt, so he took the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and, actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. It was a pitiful situation, yes. I'd forgotten all about it, but I prosecuted that trial too as it happens. You did? It was considered to be an adjunct to the professor proceedings, you see. But he was acquitted after being told to make reparation for the damage caused to the stand. And there you have it. Have what? Surely the accused hasn't forgot his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court. Guilty or innocent alike. What? No! Are you suggesting that the reason Judge Jigoku was targeted for assassination? The man was sent back to Japan immediately after that trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is. Come on, that's absurd. To take someone's life for that? Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who have yet to be found innocent, who have been found innocent? Clearly, the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension. But... Objection. Right, I've had just about enough of this. Gina. All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people. It's cobblers. Come on, Odo. Yes? Why ain't you saying nothing? Why ain't you yelling out objection or something? What? You gotta find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here. No question. You gotta work out who it is. Please. For the boss. That outburst was an insult to the court and your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective. When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade. Is that clear? I've had it with a lot of you. It's lies every bleeding place you look in this world, isn't it? Well, I've had enough. Gina. Oh. So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind. Do what, Mr. Naruhodo? There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd. Oh, do you mean... I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears. Oh. Oh. Gibby falls from the roof on Gibby. For the boss? The boss needs this Ryunosuke. What does that mean, Junie?
Hold it!
Basically acting as the Reaper. Not you and all this the only explanation, is it? He'll be investigating the Reaper in secret. This notebook said what he found out. If I may, began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believe the power of intimidation to intimidate London's criminal classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial. But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you? Yes, those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper. One arm? What are you on about? The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them on alone. The Reaper is an organization. With you at its head? I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check that most recent entry in this book. I knew the location. You knew it said grouse? Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club. Uh-huh. The inspector was not there, because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked at the northern coast of France. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. How did you know about that, Kazuma? Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook. Fine. Something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You seemed a little shocked by something. No, it's alright. How did you know about the metal trunk? Hold it. I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve. Huh? What do you mean? Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency. What? An inconsistency? Really, Odo? I don't quite know what it means yet, but... Yes, there's an inconsistency in something that was said by... Take that! by you, Kazuma Asogi. Me? Is this some attempt at filibustering, Counsel? Prosecutor Asogi has given no testimony. What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent? You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I presented the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done. Very well then, Counsel. Go ahead. What evidence reveals all this alleged inconsistency in something Prosecutor Asogi has said?
Take that!
Take that. This is a trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson. A metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What's this? A bloodstain. And a relatively fresh one, too. What? You mean that ain't grease from all the boss's fish and chips? Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed. That can't be. There's no mention of any trunk in Scotland Yard's report. Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it. But I found it. Me, with my nose for trouble. Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Kazuma. Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Whoa. So the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk? We know the man went on a trip to France. Where else would he have put his passport? Objection. But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On the 31st of October, where exactly were you? He was away. He was gone. I don't know why. I thought Gregson's trunks was something part of a car, not a car, not a case. My ass was not paying attention. Judy, please pay attention. At the port of Dunkirk, on board the SS Grouse. Is that the answer you're looking for, Ryunosuke? Kazuma, what did you... I hadn't considered the possibility before, but if Kazuma was there in the ship then, it can only have been for one purpose. Oh no, Mr. Naruhodo, surely you don't think... Come on, Ryunosuke, you know the rules. The only thing that really talks in the courtroom is hard evidence. As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took that case with him when he traveled. So as it stands, you've proved nothing. Kazuma, are you challenging me to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt? That you were there that day, in the same place as the inspector? He was there with Gregson. There's a clue that you've overlooked. A secret that trunk can tell us. I can't be sure at this point. I need to verify it. But I have a nasty feeling that I'm going to be right. Oh shit. Oh shit. A boot. I will listen now. For the bouse. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate you. Trunk was some part. Yeah, it's a part of a car, not a case. Yeah, trunk. Oh, calling the trunk of a car a boot. Okay, I do also know that.
Let me see how many edges this blade has. Guys. That blade is blunt on one end and sharp on the other. That's the edge of a katana. That's the edge of a katana, guys. This is not good. This is not good. Snapped it right off in there, yeah. The accusations being made is deeply disturbing, but nevertheless, we must test it. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found. Where is the evidence that ties Prosecutor Asugi to Inspector Gregson? Do you see that? There's something stuck on the inside of the trunk there. It's glinting. It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort, but it's wedged in so tightly I can't remove it. Well, don't cut yourself. You'd better leave it, I think.
Got it!
Got it! There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here. Like the tip of a blade. Huh? A blade? Kazuma. Slung around your waist as ever today is the esteemed blade Karuma. Of course it is. Won't you draw it, here in this courtroom, for all to see? Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff, watch Prosecutor Asugi like a hawk. That won't be necessary. Oh. Oh no! The tip is broken. If the fragment of metal from the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed, Kazuma Asugi? Expertly done, Ryunosuke. That's a point to you and well deserved. Do you mean to tell the court, Prosecutor Asugi? Yes. On the 31st of October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. So the additional person authorized to travel was me. And the mission was the assassination of the Mark. What? What? You mean you're the killer whose name was omitted from this notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Jigoku. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I have killed no one. Explain. I accepted the assassination mission, yes, and I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk, but I never had any intention of carrying out that plan. You were never going to do it? You can believe Kazuma-sama, I'm sure. After all, Judge Jigoku arrived safely in London the following day. On the 31st, I boarded a train from London with Inspector Gregson. We traveled to Dover, from where we crossed the Channel to Dunkirk. When we boarded the SS Grouse, I made for the cabin deck, as indicated in the plan. We were sent to Judge Jigoku's cabin. Exactly. He wasn't there, though. We decided to wait, but you've already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyway. I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life, so I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent that night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning. A boarding house? In Dunkirk? My signature would be in the register book. It would be simple enough to verify. Then, what became of Jigoku? Gregson was no assassin, so the Mark was spared.
I'm sure it's easy enough to imagine what happened after that. Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He met with the Reaper in that room on Fresno Street to report the failure, causing the infuriated mastermind to pull the trigger and end his wretched agent's life. Well, think he may have gone this far to get the truth out of all this? No way, huh? Which doesn't make conspiracy to commit murder. Cosmo didn't assist kill? No, no, no. He didn't. That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder.
Objection!
Objection. But if you did nothing as you claim, how did the tip of your sword come to be lodged in the inspector's trunk? I don't need to answer that. The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of a Japanese blade isn't relevant to the case. And accordingly, I choose to exercise my right to silence on the matter. Be that as it may be, the court will sequester the sword as evidence. As you wish, my lord. The great sword Karuma has been entered into the court record. We must take immediate action now to verify whether Seisho Jigoku remains unharmed. What? Remains unharmed? I agree. That should be our first priority. It's recently come to my attention that he hasn't been seen since yesterday. How did you... When a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise. You don't mean to say that you think Judge Goku may have been killed? The Reaper has more than one assassin at his disposal, and he has the power and influence to give orders from the inside of a prison cell. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks? If I were truly the Reaper, I'd be able to tell you. Order. Order in my court. Order. We will take an emergency recess for 30 minutes. Now, guests of the symposium have been told to maintain regular contact with the organizer's office. If the man can't be located within half an hour, we will have to assume the worst. Oh no, not Judge Goku. No one would want to kill a harmless Japanese man who'd only just arrived in the country. Except, that is, for the Reaper, wanting to finish off a mark that slipped through the net 10 years ago. I would have to agree. Mr. Naruhodo, for the defense's sake, my lord, I sincerely hope we are successful. If we're unable to confirm Mr. Jigoku's healthy existence in the next 30 minutes, we will face grave difficulties. Court is adjourned for 30 minutes. Kazuma has the best poker face known to this game. He does. He has an insane poker face. Kazuma-sama, the Reaper's assassin. I feel as though I'm in a nightmare. I can hardly believe it either. But on the other hand, Kazuma isn't in the habit of making up stories. I have such a terrible sense of foreboding. If something awful has happened to Judge Jigoku, then I feel as though things will only spiral further and further out of control. I felt it from the moment I stepped into the courthouse this morning. That strange sensation that we were careering towards a foregone conclusion. Well, in the worst case, we might only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we can do but wait now. We're out of options. actually. There may be one last hand we can play. Or rather, one last ear. Of course. The little Mr. Sholmes doll that Iris gave us. If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can. Perhaps now's the time. What should I do? Pull Hurley's ears or not? Pull it. Here goes then. I'm going to do it. Yank that shit, always. Good luck, Mr. Naruhodo. No looking back. Heave! Ow! That scream sounded like Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, where are you? Here, my dear fellow. It's the felt doll talking. Pull the ears again, Mr. Naruhodo, as hard as you can. All right then, I'll put all my strength into it. Heave! Ow! Oh my god. Please, my dear fellows, you don't need to pull my ear off. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mr. Sholmes, where are you? Myself and my trusty partner are presently in the first-class cabin area of the SS Grouse. The SS Grouse? She left over. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No fucking way. No fucking way. Are we getting a Herlock section? Are we getting a Herlock section? She left Dover last night, after the final pieces of cargo were loaded. Oh my god. We are currently docked at Dunkirk, but due to be underway again in half an hour. You've taken a ship to France? Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by cab to the station and by train to the port, in order to board this vessel in time. So, you mean you've already worked it out? That the steamship was where everything really took place? Mr. Naruhodo. Pray, what is my name? Sherlock Holmes, world-famous great detective. Recited to perfection. Well done. You're a genius, Mr. Sholmes. That's the only word for it. Ow, 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 ow. Mr. Sato, gently with this genius's ear, please. Oh my, I'm ever so sorry. If I may, Sholmes. Ah, there you are, Makotoba. You may. Oh, are we playing as Makotoba? Oh my god, are we playing as Makotoba? Oh my god. Wait, please, are we gonna get a Makotoba and Sherlock dance of deduction? Please, give us one more dance of deduction with Makotoba. You may remember that it was in fact I who made the connection to the SS Grouse. In Scotland Yard yesterday, when we examined that notebook and I recalled my steamship ticket. But of course it was, my dear fellow. And not once did I controvert that fact. I merely had our court-bound companions under my name. Yes, you did, didn't you? We've just entered a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now. And if we're unable to present any new leads then, I'm afraid to say... Do not fret, please. It's for precisely that purpose that my partner and I have made this journey. I have no doubt that we shall welcome news for you within the half hour. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. That would be wonderful. Until later, then. Yes. You'll be hearing from us if you're not in touch first. Ow, ow, ow. I shan't be hearing anything if you get tugging my ear in that mindless fashion. Whatever was the idea behind making a receiver operated that way in the first place, Sholmes? Why the deuce would I know? It's Iris's invention, not mine. Oh my god, dude. Make a Sholmes section, Capcom, and my life is yours. which I know how much you enjoy being the hero of the hour, Sholmes. We have to, but half that now, before the grouse puts to sea again. If we don't conclude our investigations rapidly, we shall find ourselves in Naples before long. There are times, Mikotoba, when you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let us begin. Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck. Oh my god, dude. Wait, hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys? Guys, I opened my book again. I opened my book again. I opened The Greatest Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I flipped until I saw the name of a chapter. I flipped into, like, I opened the book to a random spot. I flipped into, I saw any beginning to a chapter. I now read to you The Hound of the Baskervilles. Chapter 1. Mr. Sherlock Holmes, who was usually very late in the mornings, save upon those not infrequent occasions when he stayed up all night, was seated at the breakfast table. I stood upon the hearth rug and picked up the stick with which our visitor had left behind him the night before. It was a fine, thick piece of wood, bulbous head, of the sort which was known as a Penang lawyer. It was meant to be. First class cabin number 2. Yes, this is the one. But I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing. That crewman standing in front of the door is an angry-looking fellow. Why are you loitering here? Who are you? My dear fellow, do you not recognize a world-famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you? Do you not recognize world-traveling great seller Chicken Stroganoff, would you see? I see right how Sholmes written. Great detective, huh? I don't think so. Do you see that, Mikotoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine. Goodness me, is that a tattoo? That's a Sholmes. I must say, while such adoration is flattering, naturally it does leave me a little cold. What are you talking about? Leave now! How distressing. My loyal devotee knows me only by name and not by appearance. And yet, I already know a great deal about you, sir. You have a brother, I believe. Like yourself, he's a shipman. Currently traveling the world aboard a Russian steamship, in fact. How could you know this? Elementary, my dear Mikotoba. I'm sure it was. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard this ship, you see. We're looking for one of my fellow passengers, a man by the name of Jigoku. There's no one with this name on board. But we know that he purchased a ticket for passage. You mean Eastern man? He left ship 2 hours ago. Here in Dunkirk. He said something about emergency, I think. What? Are you sure? So Seishu's realized that we're after him, has he? Oh. After him? Seishu has realized? His cabin is the one behind you. We'd like to investigate, please. No. I have orders not to let even mouse inside. Shoal 3 is? I may be illiterate. Uh-oh, yeah. Mikotoba, be a good man and draw the sailor's attention away, would you? Make up some excuses so that he leaves the area. Does great detective see that even sailor have ears, both left and right? Curses! The plan is ruined. And you've only yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Sholmes. Forget it, cabin door is locked. Even if I am not here, you cannot get inside. Unless these ships are all built the same. Mikotoba. I'm sure you haven't forgotten my special talent, have you? Opening any lock with your special key. Waggles eyebrows. Within a mere 5 seconds. Even less from my experience. So, if you'd please be so kind as to afford me the requisite time, old friend, in your typically accommodating manner. How can I refuse such a typically unappealing request, old friend? I love them. So I need to distract that burly sailor for 5 seconds, do I? Good man. So, the game is afoot. Sholmes, use your mouse abilities to crawl through the vents. Remember to collect any special coins that you find inside the vent. I could use those to upgrade your abilities. Really taking my job here, you know. I'm sorry. Woody-doody-doo. What is that? Ah, the switch for the electrical lights. Perhaps if I were to turn off the lights, the crewmen wouldn't be able to see what we were doing. Click the switch. Ugh, what is happening? Where is light? Now, Sholmes, now! Nobody there. That was a close shave. What an act you have, stumbling so violently in an apparently empty corridor. Do be quiet, Sholmes. I have to think of another approach. Okay. What's in here? That's another first-class cabin, and yet its door is completely unguarded. Empty as well. I had a quick look inside earlier, though I confess, I didn't investigate the wardrobe. There may very well be a young Japanese fellow inside, perspiring merrily. If you're referring to Naruhodo, you know very well that he's currently perspiring merrily in court. Does it not strike you, though, Mikotoba? Why the man stands guard only in front of this cabin when both apparently are vacant? These guys' back and forth is so good. Is that a mousetrap near that sailor's foot? I was joking about the mouse thing. This must be a mousetrap, I think. Perhaps I could distract the crewman's attention with this somehow. Yeah. Choo-choo. That sounded like big mousetrap. Choo-choo. I will bring bucket of water later and put out that misery. Put out of misery. I don't like the sound of that. In any case, my dear fellow, that was quite unconvincing. Only Japanese mice make a choo sound. Oh, really, Sholmes? And pray tell, what sound do Russian mice make? Peep peep. Naturally. Though also quite unconvincing, I readily admit. Go ahead, Mikotoba. Do a peep peep this time. No, thank you. I'm sure I could come up with an alternative solution. I fucking love these two. This would appear to be an alarm bell. All hell would break loose if that thing were to ring. The whole crew would know about it. Here goes then. Pardon me in advance. You, what are you doing? If we are at sea, that would be a very bad, very bad problem. What's going on down there? Seaman Stroganoff. Seaman Stroganoff. Report at once. Sorry, sir. Nothing to report. It was a stupid trick. No, not by me. By world famous. No, as I told you. Now, Sholmes, now. Done. Not even 5 seconds, eh? Oh, not even 5 seconds, eh? Well, don't stand there gawping my brilliance, Mikotoba. In we go. Oh, yes.
Say the PP, Mikotoba.
For the boss. 3rd of November. SS Grouse. First class cabin number 2. It's crazy that we're really completing, like, this entire story in a cabin. Good gracious. It would appear that the occupant of this cabin did indeed disembark rather hurriedly. Oh, give me just a moment, guys. Just a sec. Okay, all good. Thank you.
Damn, whose mess-ass room is this? It's yours, Junie. This is your room.
It would appear that the occupant of this cabin did indeed disembark rather hurriedly. Those crows on the floor there. They're Seishiros, without question. Well, it seems we are just a little too late. Yes, by about 2 hours. Still, whilst we're here, we should investigate thoroughly. There may well be 2 hours worth of clues to find in here. But that burly crewman may return at any moment, Sholmes. Indeed he may. Which makes all this the more thrilling. What's that? There's a speaking tube here, look. Though it's been stoppered with some cloth. So the voices of the crewmen on the bridge aren't an annoyance, I suppose. Or indeed, so that the voices in this cabin aren't heard elsewhere. Could something have happened here that was for no one else's ears, do you think? Either that, or it could be to prevent snakes from entering. That's really become a favorite case of yours, hasn't it? Yeah, I like that he talks a lot about the speckled band. Okay. According to the report I was given, Naruhodo was concealing himself in Asugi's wardrobe. Indeed he was, and it was of a similar size to this one. Ah, you must climb inside yourself, my dear fellow. What? Whatever for? It was the site of my first fateful meeting with Mr. Naruhodo. You can experience the moment for yourself now, complete with my dramatic rhetoric. Come along now, in you go. This will only take a moment. Really, Sholmes? Surely you could just tell me what you said. Well, I uttered some brilliant remark and opened the wardrobe to reveal the stowaway murderer. I think I'll just read about it in The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
Nuh-uh. Perchance. Well be, thank you.
Quite the exquisite glass, I must say. See here how it... Is something wrong, Sholmes? You suddenly trailed off. Ice, Mikotoba. Ice. What opulence the first-class passengers enjoy. Chilled drinks. Pardon? Could it be that this steamship is equipped with an electrically refrigerated cold room, do you think?
Oh! A refrigerator!
Well, it is a luxury liner after all. They have enormous refrigerators for storing all sorts of lavish produce as well as ice. On our voyage from Japan, we enjoyed culinary delights from all over the world. Certainly, Mikotoba. The sight of you is making my mouth water. Whoa. I haven't taken on the flavor of the food I ate, you know. Hold on there, buddy. You're on the clock. This is the waste paper basket. Look, and there's still rubbish inside. Indeed. Then let us pry. I've discovered recently I have a penchant for exploring the contents of others' waste paper baskets. I sincerely hope only for your work. Here we have a notice issued to passengers from 3 days ago. 3 days ago? The night before we arrived in London then. When I was still aboard myself. Oh. Oh, an evacuation notice. Ah, yes. There was an evacuation drill. I remember now. Oh! Oh, shit! An evacuation drill. Maybe to get a body off board? Oh. 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 Okay. For safety and security, all first-class passengers were constantly under the watchful eye of the crew. So it was a welcome relief to have some privacy for yes! No eyes! An evacuation drill so that nobody would be watching the rooms. Evacuation drill itinerary. A notice about a practice evacuation to be carried out by the crew of the SS Grouse. The night before the ship arrived in Dover, it was found in Judge Jigoku's cabin. No fucking way, dude. There's no fucking way. Jigoku? These are the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Additionally, there are severe punishments for stowing away in wardrobes and or travel cases. Oh, they added a new rule! They added a new rule! No shot. Goku that kills? Shush. Perfect timing for the Reaper's hand, exactly. I feel the rules have increased since I last read them. Probably just my imagination. What about the fact that they're not straight on the wall? Doesn't that strike you? You may be right. Probably just your imagination, though, a trifle. I lost a sneeze, sorry. I lost a sneeze. That hurts. That hurts. Okay. The Ryunosuke rule. Hi, Astro Dude. Thanks for coming by. The Ryunosuke rule. Yes, so true. And you know what I say to me? You know what I always say, Mikotoba. There is nothing important about trifles. It's probably just my imagination, but I think that might be slightly off. Plenty of reading material to keep passengers occupied on the long sea voyages. I find the mixture of classic literature and easy reading to be most satisfactory, I must say. Whoever stocked this bookcase was a hopeless heretic. There's no copy of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, my dear fellows. I'm afraid it's just me, but no, you're quite right. More blasphemous than overlooking the Bible. I shall leave a copy behind. I just happen to have one with me. You're a true missionary of the Church of the Great Detectives, aren't you? I am in love with these two. I wish there was like a book series that was just about these two and their adventures. That's a very sizable trunk indeed. Seishiro is partial to all things large. Fuck. They have to know. They've got to know what they're saying, dude. They've got to know what they're fucking saying. Like, you got to be kidding me. If only. So he's a size queen. I jumped. There we go. I knew you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna say it. And a rather clumsy fellow, if he failed to notice he'd left that behind. Perhaps he left it on purpose. It's lighter than you might think, but still a hindrance to a speedy escape. Pity. It's locked, so we can't look inside. Surely 5 seconds from now the situation will be quite different, though. And sadly not. It has a 7-digit combination lock. And I'm not in a morose enough mood to work through all the combinations at present. That's a hilarious statement. I'm not depressed enough to figure this out. Oh yeah, he moved it! The wall is slightly different color just here, do you see? Indeed. What you have observed arises when a frame that has been hanging for some time is moved. Perhaps your friend is an art thief. Now there's a bold deduction worthy of a great detective, I'm sure. He may very well be the elusive thief who has been plaguing France's galleries of late. I think perhaps we should focus our attentions elsewhere, Sholmes, don't you? That outline on the wall. I feel as though I might have spotted something of a similar shape and size elsewhere. Oh no. You are still here! Ah, Able Seaman Stroganov. Hello again. I was beginning to think you'd never materialize. You were waiting for me? Of course. I was expecting you to burst in with a hearty Russian profanity far sooner. I was in trouble with Captain because of trick you played before. Poor innocent chicken. It is all your fault. Ship is leaving port soon. Get off. Now. Of course, we shall disembark presently, my dear fellow. But first, there is something that must be done. What are you talking about? Why, naturally. The debunking of your deceit and the bearing of the truth. Kakoi? I'm afraid I see through your lies. For one thing, Mr. Jigoku has not yet left this vessel at all. Oh shit! And for another, my dear Seaman Stroganov, you know exactly where the man is, even as we speak, don't you? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. The ice hasn't melted yet, you're right. I did notice that. The ice hasn't melted, so it was recently poured. It's recent. Oh shit. How could you? Good gracious, Sholmes. You mean you've worked it out, all of it? So Jigoku is in cahoots with the entire crew because he must have planned they must have planned the drill or something, you know? They must be in on it together. Maybe. It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance of my inimitable logic and reasoning? Nothing would please me more. What is this? No. Oh my god, dude! I'm drinking water. That's what I'm thinking. Dartuza. Yeah, but minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now. Oh my god. Time is of the essence. Mr. Stroganov, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. Oh shit, deduction? Oh, they just figured it out already. Oh my god, I don't even have to provide input. They just figured it out. You told us that Jigoku left the ship some 2 hours ago. Duh, that is what I said. and sadly, that was a rather clumsy lie. You see, there is something in this room that quite clearly contradicts it. What? Ah, yes, of course. I see you noted it too, Mikotoba. Then please, do take the lead. What in this cabin shows the impossibility of Jigoku having disembarked 2 hours ago? Let's see what the last 3 years have done to your observational skills then, Mikotoba. It's been 10 years since we last did the shops, not 3. Why, of course it has, quite. Now, all the clues are here in this cabin for your eyes to see. But, as I always say, you must not merely look, but observe. Observe, and the answers become clear. So, impress me. I think I can manage that.
Take that!
Take that. What the fuck? What the fuck? Perhaps you should have cleared that glass away. How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted despite being abandoned 2 hours ago. Huh. It would appear that the man here in this very cabin until moments before our arrival, with this well-chilled glass in hand. Get your mind off the refreshments, Sholmes. One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganov? But why would Seishiro run from us? Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying these first-class cabins of the SS Grouse are the same ones in which you and Mr. Jigoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan? Oh, that's right, they are. I was in the cabin next door and Seishiro was. Yes. 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage. As I suspected, for you see, there are traces in this cabin of a dark secret that Mr. Jigoku had to hide. What traces? I know nothing about this. Ah, this is news to you, is it, Mr. Stroganov? Sholmes, what exactly are you getting at? As I said, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activity. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, I did. Hold on, wait. Is this Yaoi? Even better, old man Yaoi? Jig? The original dance of deduction? Dude. Hold on, Mikotoba. Hita moves. This theme is so good. Something that appears out of place, which I'm quite sure you won't have escaped your notice. Something out of place in here. That's the key to this, Mikotoba. The remnants of the dark deed that took place in here are being masked by something incongruous. Quite incongruous. I must say, I didn't foresee ever doing this dance of deduction with you again, Mikotoba. No, quite. But life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we well know. Now then, let's see if we can't uncover the truth here. Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow. This is the fucking coolest ever, dude.
Take that!
Take that. Ah. Ooh. Mikotoba, no games now were my words, were they not? Come, Sholmes. What's the fun of life without a little fooling around, Quite right you are. That was a close shave. I'd better rethink that before I'm a fool here. That's the first one of those we've ever failed. You must tilt your head to one side and listen carefully to the faint cries of the scene. Hear the evidence calling out for you to find it. Here I am, it cries. Well, your methods were never conventional, but you know I've always been willing to give them a try. Dear God, Mikotoba, open your eyes. It was a metaphorical listening that I was suggesting. Dear God, Mikotoba, open your eyes. It was a metaphorical listening that I was suggesting. Ah. These two are the cutest. It's like actually insane.
the traces of a crime. I mean, a lot of these kind of hide the traces of crime, don't you think? I mean, the speaking tube. Partners, the game is afoot. Hell yeah.
Take that!
Take that? Not this one either. There's like, again, a lot of this speaks to me as like traces of a crime. Being masked. Okay, let's try taking being masked like seriously. So I think that this sign is hiding something.
Take that!
Take that. Okay. It was literally the mask, the thing that was hiding the thing. Oh my god, dude. It's the rules of passage in this frame here. They're obviously out of place. The way they're hanging crooked on the wall, as if they were put there in a hurry. Yes, as I'm sure you've already concluded. That frame was originally over there. The shape and size are a perfect match. Well, you're alright. When did frame move? Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroganoff? I would think your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability. Gah! Oh dear, that really seemed to touch a nerve. So, Mikotoba. Oh, so Mikotoba, why don't you lift that frame off the wall? Oh, that looks like a bullet hole. What? Who has been shooting walls? Oh. These two are so fun. I see, the projectile has been removed. Clearly, the careful occupant of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff. Gah! I have the distinct impression that you're attempting to shield said occupant. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern Stranger? Ah, so we're talking about the same man, I see. Good. Go. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains the reason why you're lying for the man. Excuse me. Yes, you've been told to keep this. Sorry, sneeze. Ugh. Okay. Let me give me a moment. Let me wipe my hands real quick. Bless you, neutral. Thank you. Okay. I really don't know how to approach this one, Cholbs. Ah, my dear Mikoto, but simply keep first principles in mind. Study your subject from every angle, and I'm quite sure that you'll see it. In fact, I'd put a wager on it. So I'm to glare at the fellow from the side, from all sides. Well, I can certainly do that. Ah. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense as clearly shown by...
Take that!
Take that. God. It's almost too obvious for words. Quite. The universal language of the world. Money. Go. And I'd wager that the Eastward fellow in question is Seishiro Jigoku, yes? Go. So, I presume you realize what this means. There are clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin. And the way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice. But I believe you know, Mr. Stroganoff. You know where Mr. Jigoku is hiding at this precise moment in time. The way he drew his eyes away, as always, Mikotoba. And in manners of deduction, the furtive glance is your unfaltering ally.
Yes, I think you're onto something there, Sholmes. You found the chink in this burly fellow's armor. We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding. The slightest flicker of the pupils, a minutely delayed blink. Nothing escapes my attention, even that which is barely perceptible. You could hardly call this barely perceptible, Sholmes. The man turned his entire head. It's not exactly what you describe as a furtive glance, is it? It's almost too obvious. We should have let your tapping toes decide, my dear fellow. Gesundheit. Thank you, bright guy. Wager. I need a movie of a detective that tap dances when he finds major clues. That would be so fucking cool. He's literally just looking at it.
Take that!
Take that. Jesus, Mikotoba's so attractive. You turned immediately to look at this large truck, didn't you? Duh. The truth is, Seishiro Jigoku was unable to escape from the ship in time. And is, at this very moment, doing his best to stifle his breath inside this truck. If he still has a breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. I imagine he didn't count on us making a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long. I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to open the trunk as quickly as possible. But how can we? Are you forgetting the combination lock? We don't know the 7-digit code. Wait a fucking minute. That doesn't say Sholmes on his arm. That says 523104. And then maybe another. Yeah. That's a freaking combination. The combination lock can't be opened from inside the trunk. Therefore, there must have been an arrangement for somebody to open it after our departure. Of course. In short, before Jigoku hid himself inside that trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. As I'm sure you can confirm, Mr. Stroganov. No. I don't think nothing about combination code. Don't move a muscle, my good seaman. Huh? Dude. They fucking did a 0073, not, wait, no. 110, an upside down Leon. They did the Danganronpa thing. 11037, 11037, that's what it was, 11037. Wager. I know movie, I love Mikotoba's tap dancing. You agreed. Actually, I think it says Leon Mooney. I'm going to spin you around in a circle. Chikoku's in the trunk, hearing everything since Sholmes and Mikotoba entered. Shit, true. Now, Mikotoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk? 523 1045. How on earth do you expect me? It's a 7-digit number, remember. Quickly now, we have little time. Okay. So 523 1045. Five 23 1045.
Take that!
Take that. $80085. I agree, Dartusa. Jigoku heard 5 minutes of Mikotoba tap dancing and knew he was fucked. In Japanese, which uses Sherlock Holmes, the lock is 6 digits. That's awesome, Astro dude. That did it. It's open. You had to meddle, didn't you? Well, Eugene, you found me now. Seishiro. I was really hoping beyond hope not to find you here, you know. But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it. No, quite. I just wish it were some other way. Well, are you ever going to introduce me? Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholmes. I've heard stories of many of your exploits. Excuse my manner, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jigoku, my old friend and traveling companion. The devil is in the details, Mikotoba. I believe you meant to say your old friend and traveling companion, who made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour. I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor. Well, Seishiro, are you going to explain all this? You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, but the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here in this very ship. By the Reaper of the Bailey? Yes, I've since heard. Because you were once prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago now, mind you. And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived in London to find the symposium was postponed until goodness knows when, it became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. So you decided to flee the capital without saying a word to me about it. I'm afraid so, yes. Of course, I realize now that I really ought to have confided in you. It's somewhat surprising, I must say. What is? Well, first-class cabins aboard luxury steamships are on very short supply. It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available. So says the protagonist of some colorful short stories. Well, I don't care for your opinion. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased a ticket, and here I am. I've just seen for myself the obvious remnants of that incident in this cabin. So you'd already purchased your return ticket before even Dr. Dover had you. To prevent anyone else taking this cabin and seeing the evidence, is that it? Eugene, I have nothing to say to you. Well, in a mere 5 minutes, this ship will set off on its onward voyage and not take port again until Italy. I'm afraid we must insist that you disembark with us at once. You have no jurisdiction over my movements. We have this, Seishiro. Take it. Oh. What is it? It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramifications of ignoring a document like this from the British courts would be. You came prepared then, Eugene. Come on, let's go. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, his face. Oh my god, his face. He looked fucking so scary. Oh my god. One moment. What is it, Sholmes? Inside Mr. Jigoku's trunk, I found this rather fascinating trinket. What is that, Seishiro? I can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small component from something. But what? I have no idea. By the look on his face, I think he genuinely doesn't know. Well, let us pocket it as a small souvenir of our brief sojourn to France. Small machine part. It does look like— oh! You're right, Bry Guy! You're right! Oh my god! Freaking— oh! You're right, it is the top of a stopwatch! Oh my god, you're right. It is the top of a stopwatch. Because Gregson's stopwatch, the clicker on it is broken off. The clicker on it was broken. Oh, the young Hodo. I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on the shoulders of you and your assistant. Third of November, 12:10 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. I can't believe we had just an aside with freaking Sherlock and Watson. That is so cool. That is so cool. Pocket watch, sorry. Kazuma Asuki. Let me save. Kazuma Asuki, I know you, and I know you wouldn't lie, but still, there's no doubt that you're holding something back. You know more than you're saying. During the past 30 minutes while this court was adjourned, all possible efforts were expended. But sadly, Mr. Jigoku's whereabouts could not be ascertained. You must accept the unfortunate conclusion that the Reaper has already done the deed. There's no sense in wasting any more of the court's time. The prosecution calls for an immediate verdict. Objection. No, the trial cannot end now. You are a Japanese man, Ryunosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword. And you should know never to presume when the battle is won. Oh! The court has already been presented with all the evidence and heard all relevant testimony. And there can only be one conclusion, that the accused is guilty. All relevant testimony? Far from it. There's still a crucial witness, from whom the court is yet to hear a single word of testimony. In that case, call your witness to the stand at once, counsel. Yes, my lord. Tomorrow, if possible. The witness is already on his way, and scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Who on earth is this crucial witness? Seishiro Jigoku. The very man allegedly murdered by the Reaper. Judge Jigoku! You found him! Aura, pure fucking aura. Into the next century, yes. But the investigations of every policing resource in the capital suggest that Jigoku is already dead. How in the name of God did you find the man? He was located in France during the recess, at the port of Dunkirk. Thanks to one of Mr. Herlock Sholmes' famous deductions. Herlock Sholmes. Inspector Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jigoku on the night of his death. Because along with Prosecutor Asuki, Gregson was on a mission to assassinate the man. Which means that Seishiro Jigoku is the sole witness who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grouse on the 31st of October. Well, it would appear that it's too soon to move to adjudication at this point. The prosecution concurs. The court must hear Mr. Jigoku's testimony. No judgment should be passed until all testimony has been considered. Strongheart wants to rig it so fucking badly, dude. He's so frustrated. In that case, I hereby call the end of today's proceedings. Court will reconvene at the same hour tomorrow. No objections from either side? No, my lord. No objections, my lord. live to fight another day. By the skin of our teeth. Oh. Holy moly. Expertly handled, thank you. How is that for a stopping point, Mooney? Or what's our pacing looking like? Let me get a sip while she answers that. You know, also until Mooney answers, let me read excerpts from The Greatest Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Quick question. Was Van meant to wait outside but walked in because he's that guy? No, he's meant to be in here now. Hold on, let me check. Thank you, Mooney. The three detectives had many matters of detail into which to inquire, so I returned alone to our modest quarters in the village inn. But before doing so, I took a stroll in the curious old-world garden which flanked the house. Rows of very ancient yew trees, cut into strange designs, girded it round. Inside was a beautiful stretch of lawn with an old sundial in the middle. The whole effect so soothing and restful that it was welcome to my somewhat jangled nerves. In that deeply peaceful atmosphere, one could forget or remember only as some fantastic nightmare that darkened study with the sprawling blood-stained figure on the floor. Next section is pretty short. Okay, interesting. Because most of the defending people aren't there. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Normally, the defendants are not testifying. Normally, defendants don't testify. We are letting Van Zieks testify because he has just completely insisted. Hey, Vermit Home, good to have you. Yeah, we're just giving Mooney a moment to let us know what a good stopping point would be. I want to make sure this is paced well. Oh, hey, a bookmark. What the heck? Where'd this come from? I had a bookmark in this book this entire time? A Sherlock Holmes bookmark. Oh. Huh. Neat. Huh. I wonder who left this bookmark here. Hold on. Huh, this page just has a list of Sherlock Holmes. It is a list of Sherlock Holmes's limits. Knowledge of literature, nil. Knowledge of philosophy, nil. Knowledge of astronomy, nil. Knowledge of politics, feeble. Knowledge of botany, variable. Well up in belladonna, opium, and poisons generally, knows nothing of practical gardening. Knowledge of geology, practical but limited. Tells at a glance different souls from each other. After walks that showed me splashes upon his trousers and told me by their colour and consistence in what part of London he had received them. Knowledge of chemistry, profound. Knowledge of anatomy, accurate but unsystematic. Knowledge of sensational literature, immense. He appears to know every detail of every horror perpetrated in the century. Plays the violin well. Is an expert single-stick player, boxer, and swordsman. He has a good practical knowledge of British law. Huh, interesting. Yeah, he knows nothing of the stars, true. But he does love sensational literature. I'll keep that bookmark right there. Every time I read dialogue from Watson, I'm just going to see Mikotoba's face. And I'm going to be very happy. But can he discombobulate? Of course he can. Of course he can. How's your day been, Newt? It has been pretty darn good. I am doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
I had such a good bowl of noodles for lunch. I'm still thinking about it. Those noodles were so good. So good. Oh my god. Put this book back. Okay, you're about a third of the way through the episode. The next section is a short one, where Dr. Shulman and Mikroba at the apartment. Relatively short if you want to do that as a precursor to the next part. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, let's do that then. Absolutely. What style did you get? Thinking about the noodles? So normally, in Vietnamese, you get bún bò Huế, as in noodles Huế style. Today, for the first time, I tried bún bò Nam, which is Nam style noodles, as in I imagine a city in Vietnam called Nam. And it's like bún bò Huế, except instead of pork being the main focus, it's beef. So it's like, instead of like pork tendon and pork meatballs and like pork fillets, it's like little thin cuts of beef and brisket and stuff. And I also had a side of beef rib with it. It was genuinely like incredible. It was genuinely incredible. Okay, we continue. The unexpected halt of proceedings sent a clamor around the courtroom. But outside the Bailey, where Londoners knew nothing of the secret trial within, it was a typical still night. Then, at a little past 8 o'clock that evening, Mr. Sholmes and his partner returned to Baker Street. "3rd of November, 8:07 p.m. Sholmes' suite. We have returned, my dear fellows. Welcome back to Britain, and thank you for your timely help. Think nothing of it. I believe you've had even more wearing than, yeah. I believe you've had an even more wearing day than Mikoto and I, no? You could say that. We were on the brink of defeat in court earlier. So this prosecutor, Asugi, had you on the ropes, did he? And he's your best friend, you say? Well, he's not really the man I knew in Japan anymore. Kazuma's changed. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, it's incredible to think that he'd even entertained the idea of acting as the Reaper's assassin. Well, nevertheless, you must introduce me. After all, I've only ever met the young man as a corpse. Oh my god! And all this started almost a year ago now. Mr. Sholmes still hasn't told us the truth about what really happened back then. About the motivation for what he himself described as a great detective's lie. Now then, I must say, it's really quite a journey all the way to France. Well, it is another country, Mr. Sholmes. So, what news of Judge Jigoku? We took him to Scotland Yard. The investigating detectives there have a lot of questions for the man. Poor Professor Mikotoba. This must be quite a shock for him. Ah, yes. I picked this up at the telegraph office on our way home. What is it? Surely you haven't forgotten already. I put upon you for the matter only yesterday. You put upon me, Sholmes. I had to fill out your telegram to Japan and foot the bill as well. Oh, you've had a reply already? What was so urgent though, Mr. Sholmes? Such matters can wait until later. I'm far too hungry for an involved conversation at present. Well, that's good news, because supper is ready, everyone. Ah, and what a feast it is. If I were none the wiser, I think the trial were won already. Wow, that does look good. Roast beef, kippers, stew, steak, and kidney pie. Yorkshire pudding. Tomorrow could be a very long day, so eat up. That's extremely British food. In that case, I think I'll sit myself just here. This place appears to be the only one set with a helping of pheasant as well. Oh, sorry, Hurley. Not there. Why ever not? Are we in set places this evening? Yes. In that place,
is for Susie's daddy. For me? That's right. I made it especially for you, Professor Mickey. I see. Well, that's terribly kind of you. Okay. It's a shame, really. What do you mean? Well, for a brief moment, I believed it. That Susie and I were half-sisters, I mean. Oh! Iris, do you mean... Yes. I know now. I overheard yesterday. I secretly listened in on the conversation you had after I tricked you all into thinking I'd left. What? The misunderstanding arose because of the autopsy report from 10 years ago. But actually, it turned out that neither Dr. Wilson nor Professor Mikotoba are Iris's father. Oh. Yes, about that, Iris. You know, I know. You can't tell me at the moment. Oh, Iris. Huh. The pheasant is by way of an apology. I'm sorry for eavesdropping. Oh. No, that's quite alright. Then why don't I get any apologetic pheasant? You are so fucking horrible. This is not the time, Sholmes. I mean, I get it. Pheasant sounds good right now, but that is not the time. I love that Sholmes just fucking eats shit every time he gets startled. Just eats himself. I do love that too. I would have done the same. Just such curiosity. Yeah, I totally get why she would do it. No one can blame her. He's such a fucking brat. Sholmes, you self-centered prick. So just who is Iris's father? I suppose that's not something we'll be finding out today. Fuck it. It's Van Zeek's. Okay, anyways. No, wait. It's Clint. Clint Van Zeeks is her father. Okay, anyways. So then, let us dine while our largely pheasantless plates are still piping hot. Shut the fuck up, Sholmes. A fine idea, Sholmes. That all looks absolutely delicious. Eat as much as you like. There are always seconds. This could be our last chance to ask questions before tomorrow's trial. About that telegram from Japan. And about Kazuma. I can't let this opportunity slip away. Don't make jokes. He is the middle son, so it makes sense he'd be left out for wanting more. Why is he sitting like that? He's sitting like such a brat. I want to see him stub his toe and roll around on the floor. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? Surely it's abundantly clear that I wasn't brooding over Mikotoba's refusal to share his pheasant with me. Nevertheless. It's a tiny little bird, Sholmes. It's like small. It's so small. It's not even that good. It's like decent at best. It can't be that good, right? It can't be that good. That's canon Holmes behavior. Watson literally mentions at one point that he sits with his knees pulled up to his chin. Oh my god. Oh my god. I felt the need to withdraw from the social circle for a while and look on with hungry eyes. There's literally a whole roast. Sorry, Hurley, but I cooked that pheasant especially for Susie's daddy. Even though I've played the role of father to you for far longer. Mr. Sholmes, could I discuss some things with you? Certainly, my dear fellow. I find myself quite in the mood for a spell of conversation. No doubt, you're hungry to learn more of my deep love of the game. I can probably contain my curiosity on that one. You needn't look at me in that fashion. In what fashion? It seems that before we discuss the pheasant, we have some rather unpheasant matters to discuss. I'm going to fucking wallop you. I'm gonna punch you in the face and give you a black eye. I'm gonna pull at your hair as you squeal. I'm gonna trip you over. The telegram from Japan. Eat some food like hot damn, Sholmes. So, what was in the telegram you received back from Japan then? Shakes, Sholmes. That's my favorite burger place, Crazy Bright Guy. I'm imagining Newt actually doing all those things to Sholmes. Just that meme of the feral stick figure shaking something in their mouth. Hair pulling. Noted. Shut it. On this, I think my lucky stars had arrived in time. A record found as indicated. Duplicate follows. K. Asugi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. Oh. Oh. Wait, so Asa Shin. So if we look at this as like an analogy, like Asugi is to Shin as Gregson is to Wilson. So that means Shin killed Wilson. So that means that Asugi killed Gregson? Or is that the orders? What? Those 4 names? We've come across the exact same list before. They came up in that unforgettable case last spring. That appeared to be a simple case of aggravated murder. Turned out to be a masking monumental intrigue. A plot that involved the sale of British governmental secrets to foreign states. In exposing the means by which those secrets were being leaked, we deciphered a fragment of a message. K. Asuki, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. But we didn't find the names out until the case was over, and we never get to the bottom of what they meant. All we knew was that the information had been sent by somebody in the British government to somebody in Japan. Oh no. So why are the names coming up again now? Do you think the entire... Wait, okay, this is really out there. Do you think the entire Forensic Science Symposium was simply a way for Strongheart to get Jigoku to come here on a pretense without, you know, without question? Like, of course he would come here. Everyone is coming here. But what if male Strongheart needed to have Jigoku come here under orders of something, and needed to create this entire pretext with the Forensic Science Symposium just for him to be able to do that? Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh man. Jeez. Okay. Yes. Where did the sender of your telegram discover them, Mr. Sholmes? I have here the message I had wired yesterday. Allow me to read it for you. Enter Judge Jigoku's office undetected and investigate telegram records. Expect to find communication from Britain dated 1 year ago. List of 4 names. Need by tomorrow. Naruhodo. I sent it to a detective I know who specializes in clandestine missions of this nature. You asked Inspector Hosonoga to undertake such an onerous task for you? Hosonoga! He's still here with us! I love you, Hosonoga! And in my name? I wonder what guise he opted for this time. My dear fellows, it was a matter of great urgency, you understand. Anyway, those 2 names will sound in Seishiro's office, as Schultz predicted. The best boy, agreed. He is so the best boy. So you mean that mysterious collection of names that was sent from Britain to Japan was... It was sent to Judge Jigoku. He was the intended recipient. I don't believe it. But that doesn't answer the question of what the list of names actually signifies. I did formulate a hypothesis about that. But without a shred of evidence, I couldn't possibly have shared it. Mr. Sholmes looks deadly serious for once. That tragedy we had to go through on the SS Budia. It was all for nothing. Cosimo wasn't dead at all. We were completely taken by the lie you told us. Your great detective's lie. I took no pleasure in deceiving you. However, at the time, all that concerned me was preventing the young man's study tour from taking place, whatever the cost. What? I capitalized on the events that transpired to see that he was sent back to Japan. His remains, you mean? Precisely, Mrs. Sato. And then, I made sure that somebody else was sent to Britain in his stead. Oh my, you mean... The arrangement between our 2 countries was already in place. 1 university student lawyer and 1 judicial assistant to be accompanied on a study tour. In other words, by arranging for someone else to fill the place originally intended for Mr. Asogi, I would successfully prevent the man from arriving on our shores for several years at least. Wait, do you mean to say that it was all in aid of stopping Cosimo coming to Britain? That's why you... Think back, Mr. Naruhodo. Was there not somebody who quite casually urged you to continue on the voyage to England? The terms of this study tour were negotiated by Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is 1 lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. The voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. So, you manipulated me. I've often remarked on the extraordinary lengths to which friendship will drive a man. I was quite sure that you would rise to the challenge for your late friend. I don't believe it. But if it was all contrived... I mean, what happened was treated by the authorities as murder. A woman was mistakenly arrested as the perpetrator. What do you suppose became of her? Naturally, I didn't allow the misapprehension to have any serious repercussions. I subsequently explained everything and assisted the unfortunate soul in finding the foreign refuge she sought. I seem to remember Mr. Sato and I had some rather strong words for her.
Well, she was certainly not devoid of all guilt. She deserved every word, I'm sure. I wonder if she made it to America then. I'm afraid I simply cannot comprehend it. Why would you go to such lengths, Mr. Sholmes? Why were you so determined to stop Kazuma-sama from reaching Britain? The truth is, 12 months ago, there was already a very tangible omen of the impending tragedy, you see. Oh. An omen that, at this very moment in time, is close at hand. An omen of all these tragic events that already existed a year ago is close at hand. We need to find out exactly what Mr. Sholmes knows. There's no room for doubt with your instructions in this telegram, Mr. Sholmes. You were very clear that it was Judge Jigoku's office that should be searched, so you obviously knew that's where the list of names would be found. K. Asugi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, and J. Wilson. But we only learnt of those 4 names just over 6 months ago now. And only because they appeared as part of the top secret government communications that were leaked. And that's true, yes. But at the time, you were unaware of the background. You see, those 4 names were wired to Japan. Around 6 months before that. Approximately this time last year, in fact. When you were both still in Japan. It really would be hypocrisy on my part to reprove others of intercepting state secrets. Because after all, I'm perpetually eavesdropping on communications between the British and Japanese governments. You're perpetually doing what? How? Never mind the details, but you should know. No secret is safe from Herlock Sholmes when he has designs to know it. When he has designs on knowing it, sorry. Oh my, Mr. Sholmes, what a fabulous line! Now, one moment after that list of 4 names was wired to the recipient, Jigoku in Japan, Dr. John H. Wilson was murdered. As soon as I learned of the incident, a hypothesis rapidly took shape in my mind. As it turned out, I was partly correct, and partly mistaken. Nevertheless, it was the beginning of all the tragic events that were to follow. Mr. Sholmes, please, tell us all you know. Tell us about what these 4 names and the tragedy to which they're all somehow connected. Ooh. As I said, when I learnt of Dr. Wilson's murder in Japan, my mind immediately turned to those 4 names, because you see, there was someone else on the list who I believe to be recently deceased. What? Who? A. Shin, as it was transcribed in Japanese script. In actual fact, Miss Asa Shin. That was a familiar name to me. She was a professional killer, well known among London's unsavory classes. Oh, I see. But she had completely vanished from existence several months before Wilson's murder. So I came to a logical conclusion that she had herself been killed. And accordingly, I became fearful for the lives of the remaining 2 persons on the list. K. Asugi and T. Gregson. Owing to our proximity, I decided to take measures to protect Gregson myself. But I determined it would be safest if young Asugi were to stay away from Britain. So that's why he went to such lengths to prevent his study tour from going ahead. Exactly. So, you already knew who Kazuma-sama was, Mr. Sholmes?
Oh yes, Sholmes and I have exchanged correspondence for years. I recounted many tales about Asogi to him in my letters. And the news of Dr. Wilson's death, of course.
So, Dr. Wilson is dead then? I didn't know. Oh,
Iris. I know he wasn't my daddy, but still, that's very sad. God, could you imagine somebody whose name you associate as being your father for your entire life and just learning that they died in passing? Even if you never know anything about them, even if they had nothing to do with your life, that must be awful. That must be an awful feeling, dude. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Iris. We knew the significance of the name, obviously, but we just couldn't bring ourselves to tell you. No. What you just told us, Mr. Sholmes, doesn't that completely tie in with the facts? There's one big hole in your hypothesis. A big hole, Mr. Naruhodo? Ah, yes. You mean about Asa Shin, I presume? Oh, of course. Exactly. She wasn't killed, was she? She was in Japan posing as a visiting student under the assumed name of Giselle Brett. I'm glad you're keeping up, my dear fellow. But I only became aware of the fact 2 days ago, in the foyer of the Grand Waterloo Hotel. Ah. And upon hearing that startling revelation, the hypothesis that I'd formed surrounding those 4 names was completely turned topsy. What? Topsy? What do you mean when you say your hypothesis was turned topsy, Mr. Sholmes? I believe that all 4 names on the list to be names of victims. However, I was mistaken. 2 of them are killers. Very much so. Asashin was a killer. So this telegram is a list of both victims and killers, is it? Indeed. And it would seem that Miss Shin was dispatched from Britain with the sole intention of dispatching Dr. Wilson. Her visiting student status being merely a front. Huh. Which would of course explain why no motive could be determined for her actions. So the real reason Dr. Wilson was killed by Asa Shin is because he was the target of an assassination. And forearmed with the knowledge, fresh consideration of this telegram puts the list in a very different perspective. It's an analogy. What do you mean? Well, does it not strike you there was another among the 4 who subsequently became a visiting student? Wait, you mean... But of course, a name you know only too well. You mean Kazuma? Oh. He did say in court earlier today. Yes. On the 31st of October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. And the mission was the assassination of the Mark. Young Mr. Asugi accepted that mission a year ago now. Surely not. In conclusion, this document is a contract of sorts. An international agreement, one might say. Detailing an assassin exchange. An assassin exchange? How could Kazuma possibly have got involved in something like that? Let's assume that we have 2 parties, each wishing to dispose of a distinct individual. Those 2 parties then make a contract to swap their respective assassination targets. That would then be an assassin exchange. So to begin with, the British assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Japan, where she kills her target. And then the Japanese assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Britain in order to eliminate his target. It certainly does sound like an exchange, but what on earth is the point? Don't forget, Naruhodo, that the British assassins at least escaped conviction, thanks to diplomatic immunity afforded by consular jurisdiction. Oh, yes. Such jurisdiction should only be null and void under the terms of the new treaty between our two countries. So the fact that it was brought into play suggests intervention at the very highest levels. The highest levels? These murders were two sides of the same coin, linked not by a common motive, but by contractual agreement. As such, they appeared utterly unrelated, yet in truth, the assassins were complicit in one singular, devilish scheme. That disassociation and the safeguard of diplomatic immunity were, I believe, the motivation behind this plot. But wait a minute, Sholmes. If the telegram really is describing the exchange of assassins you're suggesting, it would mean that the Japanese killer's target was never Seishiro Jigoku at all. It would mean Asugi's target was actually Inspector Gregson. What? Kazuma was here for Gregson. So Judge Jigoku wasn't actually the mark. Yes, that's exactly what it would mean. I hold myself personally responsible for failing to keep the inspector safe. Mr. Sholmes. I told him of my fears and implored him to seek a transfer to an overseas position. Obviously, with the young pickpocket in tow. Yes, Gina. Come to think of it, Inspector Gregson did mention that to us at the Great Exhibition. That he'd be transferring to the Paris police and taking Gina with him. Without informing me, he engaged in one last assignment, it seems. And sadly, it turned out to be his very last. This is too much to take in. Alright, everyone. That's quite enough of all that serious talk for one day. Isn't it, Hurley? I mean, look at the time. Ah, quite right, Iris. We must conclude our preparations for tomorrow. What preparations? Well, I think I shall make my way back to my hotel room now. This has certainly been a night to remember. It is a little bit sad, though. I mean, I like the idea of you being my daddy. Because then Susie would have been my big sister. Aww. I'm sorry, Iris. I know, Iris. I was thinking quite the same thing. Were you? But if somebody like me would be worthy, I'd be delighted to become your sister. Oh, what? Really? Oh yes, without question. So, you'll teach me all the ways you know to throw Runo on the floor? Wait. Wait. Yes, yes, of course. It would be my pleasure. You didn't have to agree quite so readily. Oh, but wait a minute. If Susie's going to be my big sister, you could be my big brother if you want, Runo. Huh? I mean, yes, of course. If you'll have me, I'll gladly be your brother. Oh. Well done, Iris. We must have always be mindful of feelings. I've raised you well. Because being sensitive is your strong suit, naturally. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, I will check. I will check messages. Thank you, Mooney. Sorry, I got really locked into the dialogue. Guys, Mooney has sent me a screenshot. Mooney has sent me a screenshot. A screenshot that she has held on to since the very, very first case of Great Ace Attorney. Guys, you need to look at this shit. You cannot make this up. I will be completely honest with you guys. This might be one of the best playthroughs. One of the best playthroughs of Great Ace Attorney that has ever graced the earth. In the first case of Great Ace Attorney, After we completed the case and Kazuma cut the top knot off of Inspector Auchi, Dartuza said, "From across the courtroom, dude shouldn't be a lawyer, but a damn assassin." Oh my god! Oh my god! Bro, dude! Fucking Apollo's prophecy! Dude, Apollo's dodgeball more like, Jesus Christ! I can't believe Woody's held on to this for like all these months. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy god, dude. Oh my goodness. Alright. Back to it. Jesus. Oh my lord. Okay, hold on. Let me also, Jigoku to Kazuma just before the verge in G11. Don't forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. Oh, yup. Yeah. Mikotoba's nose really does have hair. Does have a hair skirt. He does. Lurk sounds good. Archmagus Faust. Oh my god. That's actually wild. Holy shit, dude. Who's Iris's dad? We have no clue. We have no clue. Right, I'm going to work extra hard for tomorrow now, because it's for my big brother and sister. What is all this talk about preparing for tomorrow? Preparing what? He'll just have to wait and see. Oh. Good luck in court tomorrow. I'm expecting a sterling performance. I'll do my very best, of course. Eats your pheasant. So the overnight break in the trial's proceedings became a crucial turning point, exposing new truths whilst posing new conundrums. That list of 4 names on the telegram in Judge Jigoku's office, and the extraordinary assassination plot in which my best friend had somehow become involved. I felt as though I had been plunged into an even greater darkness all of a sudden, but at the same time, I felt sure I would see the light again soon. Because I was lucky enough to have the most wonderful family in the world standing steadfastly behind me. Also some motherfucker named Herlock Sholmes. Wow, man. Wow. This is genuinely incredible. Oh my god, dude. Can we sit back and remember that this is the same game series as fucking Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth? That is crazy. Like, I am just kind of sitting back and realizing this now. This is that same series, dude. That's fucking gnarly. Oh my god, dude. God damn, dude. Oh. I have some bad news. Originally, we were going to only go through this game, the entire Phoenix Wright trilogy, and the Investigations games, but I think slowly over the next few years
I think we're gonna slowly go through just all the Ace Attorney games, including the Apollo Justice trilogy. I honestly think we're gonna go through all of them. I do. Yeah. God. It's hilarious because the original plan was to play the first game, these games, and then the investigation games. But then we kind of just began lopping more in there, and now it's just all the games, all the games. I'm a gunner. More Ace Attorney slop. Woohoo! Yippee! I can't wait for Dual Destiny. Heck yeah, dude. I'm excited for Dual Destiny. I need that in my blood. True. Alright, guys. Well, Mooney, do you think we can finish it next time, or do you think it'll be 2 parts? Holy moly. Turn on music as well. Actually, let me consult with my judicial assistant. Okay. Let's see how my judicial assistant feels about the coming truth of this case.
Reckon to me mates then. One of your lovely viewers, bosh! I love it, mate. So I'm not. So cameraman, here's one of these here walks around with Icon t-shirt on. I can't afford them, so.
Oh, he's just talking about his clothing. Hold on. Let me actually get his opinion. Okay.
Whistle. Right, I'm gonna try this little bit of a side dish with you, and then I'm going into it, bad boy.
Yes, I think we have to solve the smaller mysteries before we get to the big one. I agree. Alrighty. So let me pull up some music. Oh, here. Alrighty. And probably 2 parts? Okay, sounds good, Mooney. Welcome back by Master Data. Stream over. Stream is just about over, Sol. He's so wise. Damn. Like puzzle pieces. With the section done, you're just past 1/3 of the way through. Gotta go? Okay, you have a good one, Junie. Thank you so much for coming by for the entire stream. That means a lot to me. I'm so happy to have you. I'm freaking tired. Thank you for making the time for me. I appreciate it. See you later, freaking nerd. So Gregson was innocent. We're thinking that is the case. Yeah, we're thinking that is the case. I told you. I told you, Biometric Data. He's just the guy that liked his fish and chips. But alright, everyone. That is part 1 of 3 of the Great Ace Attorney's final chapter. Next time, we'll get to part 2, and then finally, the finale. Schedule soon. This Thursday we'll be marathoning some Kamen Rider movies. Friday will be anime night. Saturday will be this game again. And Sunday will be Dark Souls. Alright. Thank you all for being here. I'm so happy to have you all. Wait, my music's a little loud. I'm so happy to have you all. Let's have an absolutely wonderful night and a great week ahead of us. See you guys. Let's watch somebody to rate, shall we? Woohoo. Alright. Who are we to raid? Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me refresh my page. Twitch is being weird. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. My friend. My friend Dory is currently on day 9 of their marathon, it seems. Let's go over there and support the guy. Dory is awesome, super friendly, and just a wonderful person, and they deserve all the support. So, please say hi to them. Have a good night, everybody. Please take it easy. Please take care of yourselves. Be happy, and no matter what, never give up, and always try to find the truth. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Welcome to be sure. Well, dude, thank you for the raid. How was your stream? You were playing Ace Attorney, right? Hi. I'm just working on some emotes that I got. It's a, you know, trust me thing, you know. I got this. So, I appreciate Fallen. You're here to raid my fridge? Hi, Virus. I am so sorry. Here at the morgue, we don't have much. You know, we buy the bootleg chips. We do have a lunch lady who feeds us. But she's not doing her best lately. Hello there, Tuesday. I can give you some lunch. Wait, here you go. Oh, you got a slice of pizza.